Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know. Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know. Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know. Rufus boy, let me love. Caught up in my tape.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on this whole look right here. I absolutely love how it turned out. I love how bold and bright the eyes are, and I hope that you guys love this as well. I hope that you think it's an easy enough look to recreate. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the tutorial. So I already did my eyebrows off camera. I did clean them up, and now I'm just gonna prime my face. I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Primer. Just using one pump of that. Now that I've got my primer on, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Foundation. I'm in the shade 220 Warm Medium Peach. I want to try just using one pump of this foundation for my whole face. I just want to see how that goes. Just using my Morphe M444 brush. If you haven't seen my Fenty Beauty review yet, I will link it down below. But I did talk about how much I loved the coverage and the initial application, but it just didn't last on me. It didn't stay matte. It's not long wear. Okay, so one pump wasn't enough. It just covered my cheeks, so I'm gonna go in with one more. See how nice the coverage is? It's so nice. And that's just two pumps. And then for concealer, I'm using my Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This is in the shade Light 20. This concealer is so good. I'm so obsessed with this concealer. The coverage is beautiful. It's so creamy and so easy to blend. And you really don't need a lot of product for this. I'm just gonna blend that out with my Morphe E46. I love this brush. Since this concealer is too light for my foundation, I'm gonna go back in with the same brush I used for my foundation, and I'm just going to pat that over the edges and also on top of the concealer as well, again because it's too light. Just gonna pat it so that I don't move the product around too much. Then I'm going to highlight the top of my forehead right here just a bit. And I'm using a tiny bit of concealer for my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin. To set everything, I'm just using this shade right here. It's like a banana powder. It's from my Australis contour palette, and I'm using this big fluffy brush right here. So I actually want to be more precise with setting my nose area right here and my under eye area because it gets cakey there. So I'm going to use a smaller dense brush right here, and I'm going in with the same powder, and I'm just going to set the nose and the under eyes with this brush. I'm also going to set the concealer that I already put on my eyes as my primer, and then with the same big fluffy brush, I'm just going to sweep everything off. Now I'm going to bronze my face with my Hoola bronzer from Benefit, and for that I'm using my Morphe R2 bronzer brush, my bronzer brush. I won't be going in with a contour powder for this look today, so I'm just going to go in with the same Hoola bronzer with the same brush, and I'm just going to be more precise with it. I'm going to keep it here on below my cheekbone. Just making sure to concentrate the product there. Next for blush, I'm gonna go into my e.l.f. palette and I'm using this shade right here. This nice warm peachy shade, and I'm going in with my Pop Beauty brush. So I actually ended up mixing this shade and this shade together, and I'm not sure if I like how it looks. I don't usually go in with this much blush. I'm sure a lot of other people go in with more blush, but personally, I just don't like how it looks on me. But whatever. Oh. And then for my favorite part, I'm going to be highlighting. I'm using my Becca Champagne Pop. This is in the limited edition packaging, and I'm using my Morphe Y13. Gonna highlight my nose, cupid's bow, chin. Okay, so I'm really loving how my base looks right now, except for the blush. I hope that when I put on the eyeshadow and all, it's not that intense, but oh well, I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, so for today's eye look, I'm doing something really bold and bright. I'm going to do some yellow eyeshadow on my eyes, and I'm going to be using Colourpop eyeshadows for this. So here in my Z palette, I'm using this shade right here. This is called Tiki. This is from Colourpop. It's one of their pressed powder eyeshadows. And I'm going in with that with this Morphe brush. It's from my set 697. It's really fluffy. Just going to place that here on my crease. This color does need a lot of building up, but I honestly don't mind. It's not too sheer or it's not patchy, which is a good thing. I'm not being too precise with my application of this eyeshadow. I am trying to round it out in the outer corner. But again, I'm not very precise about it. Okay, so I checked to see my camera if it was still recording, and I didn't notice, but it stopped recording after I placed my crease shade, the Tiki shade. I was kind of thinking of redoing my eye makeup just so I can show you guys on camera, but I'm scared because I feel like I'm just gonna mess everything up, so I'm gonna keep it safe and I'm just gonna tell you guys what I did. It's very easy and I honestly don't really need to show you guys, but yeah. Basically what I did after placing Tiki all over my crease, the yellow Colourpop shade, I went back with it and I just packed it onto my lid. And then on top of that, I used this Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Telepathy. It's such a beautiful chartreuse, but I think it pulls more yellow than green, which is why I chose this for this look. And then with my finger, I just dipped into that Super Shock Shadow and I placed it all over my lid. But I was careful not to go too close to the crease right here, because if you go too close to the crease with a color that you don't want to be too much in the crease, if you want it more on the lid than in the crease, you want to keep it lower so when you blend it out, it doesn't get into the crease that much. So that's exactly what I did with that shadow. I also mentioned in the footage that didn't record how this whole eye look isn't very precise. That's how I want it to be. So yeah, that's what I missed. But anyways, I'm gonna finish off the eyes. For the next step, I'm going to go in again with Tiki, and I'm putting that on the lower lash line using the same big fluffy brush. Again, I don't want to be too precise with this, so even if it's a big brush, it's okay. And then for my inner corner and brow bone highlight, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's from Colourpop. It's called Take It Slow. It's just a nice, simple highlighting shade. I'm going to take that on my inner corner. I'm actually dragging it upwards right here, but very faintly. I don't want it to be exaggerated. I just want it to look really highlighted all around. When you want to bring up the highlight a bit, but you want it to be kind of faint, you always want to start off with the very inner corner, and that's when you kind of drag it out onto the top. And then I'm going to put that shade on my brow bone. And then I'm just going to put some eyeliner on my waterline. I'm using my Chanel waterproof eyeliner. It's black, just a straight up black. For the next step, I'm actually going to be doing winged liner. I love winged liner. It just looks so nice with my eye shape. So I'm just starting by doing a really thin line on my lash line. So now I'm gonna draw the wings. I feel like I messed up the wing. It was going well for this eye and then I kind of messed it up here. I just feel like it doesn't really look that great, but again, we'll just go with it. And then to prep my eyes for falsies, I'm just going to apply some mascara. I'm just doing a really thin coat. I'm also going to place some, of course, on my lower lashes. If you guys are wondering, I'm just using the Maybelline Lashionista for my mascara. Now that we have the falsies on, I'm just going to put some more mascara on so that the real lashes blend in with the false lashes. And now that we have all that on, I'm going to set my face with the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set Setting Spray. And then for the last step, I'm going in with Colourpop's Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Weho. This is a beautiful gloss. It's really pigmented. It's a cream formula. I'm putting that all over the lips. So yeah, basically that's it for this makeup look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up down below and comment what I can improve on, positive feedback if you're planning to redo this look. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please do so down below. Just click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!